Well, hi again, everyone. This is Tim from Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, and this is game number 17 of the Roberto Clemente race to 3,000 hits. If you don't want to know what he needs, please skip ahead. And he has 83 games remaining. He needs 89 hits and 347 plate appearances. Today is the final game of a three-game series between the Pirates and the Reds. Nelson Briles on the mound for the Pirates, and Jack Bellingham on the mound for the Reds. The lineups are the same as yesterday, so we'll just go ahead and get started. Leading off and playing second base is Rennie Stennett. And a 5-12. That's a grounder to first. That is to Tony Perez. 18 is fine. Perez. Oh boy. 16 on an E11. 15 and 18, but no 16. So nice play by Perez. Throws it to Bellingham covering. One away. There's Al Oliver. And that's a ground ball to second. And Morgan will toss over to Perez. Two away. And here's Roberto Clemente. 6 and a 9. 1-9 home run chance. The rest is a double. And that ball is driven to deep left field. And watching it go is Pete Rose. And that ball is out of here. 6-9 against a righty. 1-9 home run chance. That's a 2. And it is a 1-0 Pirates on the 2-out homer by Clemente. And here's the pitch, just Willie Stargell playing left field. And that ball is driven deep to left field. And Rose will watch that one fly out of here. Back-to-back home runs by Clemente and Stargell. 1-18 home run chance. That's a 13. So 2-0 Pirates on back-to-back home runs. Here's Richie Hebner. Can he make it 3 in a row? No, he will not. And that's a, 1-7 single chance against the lefty. And that's a base hit. So Bellingham having his issues here after he gets the first two batters. Will not hold on Hebner. Here's Manny Sanguillen. Nothing on the 18. And the ground ball to short retires Sanguillen and retires the side. But the Pirates get 2 on back-to-back homers by Clemente and Stargell. And it is the Pirates 2 and the Reds coming to bat. So Nelson Briles, their starting pitcher, getting a nice 2-run cushion here before he even takes the mound. Here's Pete Rose leading off, playing left field. And against the lefty, struck him out. And here is Joe Morgan. Ground ball to short. Tough play for Gene Alley. He's a 3. 16 is fine. And 25 and an 8. That is fine as well. So gets it on the short hop, throws to first to get Morgan 2 away. And here's Bobby Tolan, the center fielder. 4 and an 8. And that's a 1-18 single chance. And that's a 2-out single for Tolan. Let's see here. +1, -2 for Sanguillen. So -1, they're going to hold them on -3. Ooh, 1-15. I think we'll try to get a lead. 2-5 or 11 and 12. That's a 4, so he gets the lead 1-15, and Tolan steals second base. And we'll say that's a 3. And so he steals it. Now, chance for a throwing error. Sanguian 1-13. And that's a 9, so the ball skips into center field. And going to third is Tolan, as he essentially goes first to third. So now it'll be up to Johnny Bench to try to bring him home. Nothing on the 16. Four and a 5. That's not going to happen. Fly ball to left field. And that retires the side. After one complete, it's 2-0 Pirates. Bottom third of the order, Robertson, Alley, and Briles due up here in the second inning. Let's see if Billingham can have a better second inning than he did the first. Usually the first inning, pitchers may have a little nerves, and they'll be fine the rest of the game. And that's a right field chance for Bernie Carbo. He's a 4. And that's going to be extra bases. And it'll get over his head and bounce against the wall. Carbo is a E10 and a 7. There is no 7, but that 4 and that 2 means that will be up against the wall, and into second with a leadoff double is Bob Robertson. And now steps up Gene Alley. Nothing on the 18. And a 5 and a 6. That's a fly ball to right field. Now, this is the time where you can use the Stratomatic rule of Robertson runs at a 10. He gets 2 for being a fly ball to right field. And then you reduce Carbo by -4. No, it's 1-8. He's safe. 9-19. He stays. And out on a 20. I don't think I'm even going to try to have him advance. So he will just stay there. And one away for Briles. I think with a runner on second, they're just going to let him swing away using pitch rating card number 2. Nothing on the 19. He's a debunner, so they're not expecting it. I gets it off the pitcher card. 5 and an 11. Right-handed hitter, ballpark single. I forgot to do the weather checks. Okay. There was something I forgot. All right. We're going to do a quick weather check here. So Cincinnati, day game in May, 1-8. This is not the roll for the thing. 1-8 good, 9-15 average, and 16-20 bad. And with bad weather today in Cincinnati. So ballpark singles be 1-3 for lefties and, none for righties. And then ballpark home runs will be 1-10 and a 1. So Briles gets nothing because he's a right-handed hitter. So it's a fly ball to left field. 2 away. There's Rennie Stennett. Grounded out his first time up. 6 and a 6. And ground ball to short. And Concepcion retires Stennett. And that retires the side. So leadoff double does no damage. And we go to the bottom of the second. Pirates lead 2-0. Of course, Briles coming in the mound was like one of the key members of the 67 Cardinals. Came in, was I think a September call-up or August or September call-up, and just pitched phenomenally for them. All right, here is Tony Perez. 5 and a 9. 1-7 home run chance. And that ball is driven to deep center field. And Oliver gets to the warning track, to the wall. Home run. So Tony Perez cuts the deficit in half. It is now 2-1. There's Bernie Carbo. Yeah, Perez only had 21 home runs in 1972, had 90 RBIs. So 3 and a 6, and Carbo draws a walk. So shaky start to the bottom of the second for Nelson Bryles. Here's Dennis Menke. Nothing on the 15. And double to a 1, fly out to the rest. Nothing on the 14, so that's a fly ball to right field. Oh, left field, excuse me. 1 away. And Carbo not being held on. Here's Dave Concepcion. Nothing on the 9. And that's a ballpark single, but for a righty, we know that's a 0. So fly ball to center field. 2 away, and here's Jack Billingham. 2 outs and a runner on first. Balker pass ball chance. And we have to roll because Sanguian is a pass ball of 2. But a balk of 0. And there is no balk. And a 5-12 first base chance. We were not holding on Carbo, so Robertson has his 2 range. 2 and 11 is fine. Oh boy, but a 16 on an E11. Yes. 15 and 18, but no 16. So Robertson to Bryles covering, and that retires a side. Reds get a run back on the Perez homer, and it's 2-1 after 2. Oliver, Clemente, and Stargell do up for the Pirates here in the top of the 3rd. And here's the pitch to Oliver. And as a left-handed hitter, he has a shot, 1-3. No shot. So that's we'll say a line drive to the shortstop. How about that? Tries to go the opposite way. It lines it to the shortstop. And here's Roberto Clemente. Homered his first time up. Needs 88 hits for 3,000. And struck him out. So Clemente goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Billingham. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. And here's Roberto Clemente. Willie Stargell. As Clemente walks to the dugout. And that's a second base chance for Morgan. He's a 2. And 11 is fine. E8 and a 11. There is no 11, so that's a easy play easy play-ish for Morgan. 1, 2, 3 inning for the Pirates here in the 3rd. And we go to the bottom half. 2-1 Pirates. And top of the order, Rose, Morgan, and Tolan here in the bottom of the 3rd. And here's Pete Rose. 5 and a 7. Switch hitter betting either side. Well, either side swung on and missed, struck him out. And Rose is down on strikes for the 2nd time today. Second strikeout for Bryles. There's Joe Morgan. Grounded out his first time up. 4 and a 6. And struck him out. So first 2 down on strikes in the bottom of the 3rd. And here's Bobby Tolan. 4 and a 3. Pitcher chance for Bryles. He is a 3. 3 and a 6. Yeah, he'll get to it. Bryles is an E7, so pretty good. And E7 and a 6. There is no 6. So getting off the mound nicely is Bryles. Off balance throw to first. Dug out by Robertson, and that will retire the side. Going to the top of the fourth, Pirates lead 2-1. Hebner, Sanguillen, and Robertson do up here in the top of the fourth. And Billingham to face Richie Hebner. I called him the grave digger because he would dig graves in the offseason. Oh, a time when players had off-season jobs because they didn't make enough money. And Hebner is now 2 for 2 with a leadoff single. And he will not be held on for Manny Sanguillen, I believe Cuban-born catcher. Havoc roll for Hebner. 1-8's a wild pitch. And that's a 4 that gets by Bench. And into second is Hebner. Nothing on the 4. 4, 5 and a 9. Struck him out. One down here in the top of the fourth for Bob Robertson. Doubled his last time up. Once again, a 4. 4 and a 6 struck him out. So Billingham finding a strikeout pitch, and here's Gene Alley. We'll pitch to him. Nothing on the 6. 1 and a 7, and Billingham draws a walk. So if that's what you wanted to do with 2 outs and first base open with the pitcher coming up, then it happened. And here's Nelson Bryles. Flew out his first time up. Nothing on the 7. 3 and a 6. Ground ball to short. And that retires the side. We are through 3.5 here at Riverfront Stadium. Pirates lead 2-1. And Bench, Perez, and Carbo do up here in the bottom of the fourth. And here's Johnny Bench. Flew out his last time up. 6 and a 7. Second base chance for Rennie Stennett. 4 and a 5. No, that will not get the job done for Stennett. Oh, but a rare play. Let's see, 4 and a 5. SI1 rare play. With the no runner on first, just a single, and the runner advances. So nothing rare about that. So Bench reaches on the single, and he will not be held on. Maybe 1-2. He did steal 6 bases, but we won't try here. So not holding on Bench here is Tony Perez. Nothing on the 19. His home run in the bottom of the second gave the Reds their lone run. 6 and another second base chance. Not holding Bench on, so that means Stennett keeps his 4 range. But the 5 again, wow. He'll knock it down. And it was not another rare play. 23, there should not be a 10. There's an 11, but no 10. So Little dribbler, he barehands it and puts in his pocket. Can't get Perez. And runners on first and second. Nobody out. And will not hold either runner for Bernie Carbo. Nothing on the 3. 5 and a 10. Catcher chance. Sanguian is a 1, but we do have to roll to see what the result is. 1 and a 6. This could be a PF. So we will be checking for a wild pitch or pass ball if he does not make an error. And a 13 on an E3. That should be fine. Yes. Okay. Now we check against. As long as it's not a 1, it is a foul out. And it's not. So that's popped up. Foul territory, and Sanguian makes the catch 1 away. For Dennis Menke. Havoc roll. Nothing on the 10. 5 and a 9. And Menke does have normal power, 1 to 7. It's the Earl Weaver special. And it is on a 5. Driven to deep left field. And Stargell goes back to the wall. He won't have room. Home run. 3-run homer for Dennis Menke. And the Reds take a 4-2 lead. I always say the Earl Weaver special is the 3-run homer because he played a lot for the 3-run homer. So that's, if you ever hear that, me say that in a chat room or on a broadcast, that's where you'll hear it. All right, so Concepcion now up. Bases empty, 1 out. Reds lead 4-2. Well, Menke did have 9 home runs on the season in 72. 4-8, that's a base hit for Concepcion. And now here's Jack Billingham. With 1 out, they'll be expecting a bunt. And that he will lay one down. That would make him a C bunter. Havoc roll first. Nothing on the 13. All right. So sacrifice. There's the pitch. Billingham squared around. The 5 goes to the first baseman. C bunter. And a 7. 7 all day except for an E is a good sacrifice. So Billingham lays it down nicely to the first baseman. Robertson throws to the second baseman, Stennett, and that retires Billingham, but Concepcion moves to second. There are 2 outs. And it's up to Pete Rose to add to this 4-2 lead for the Reds. And on another 1, that's a wild pitch. Not on 17. All right, here's Rose. 3 and a 6. And Rose will exactly do that. Base hit, scoring from second is Concepcion. And I hate to keep using other people's stuff. This is the Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning for the Reds, as they now lead 5-2 on the base hit by Rose, and we'll have him try to get a lead. Only on a 4. Not on an 8. So Rose will be held on. Here's Joe Morgan. 0 for 2 himself. Nothing on the 3. 6 and a 10 against lefty bouncer to first. Robertson will take it to the base himself, and that retires the side. The Reds send 8 men to the plate and score 4 runs and lead 5-2. So Billingham, third time through the order already for both pitchers. It may not last too much longer. All right, Stennett, Oliver, and Clemente due up here in the top of the fifth. Five and a 10. And Stennett draws a leadoff walk. Stennett will not be held on. Here's Al Oliver. 1 to 9. I'm not taking less than a 50-50 chance. All right, here's Al Oliver. Nothing on the Havoc roll. Here's Oliver, 0 for 2 himself. Not holding on Stennett. And that's a bouncer to Billingham, the second to get Stennett. But the return throw is not in time. 1 away. They will not hold on Oliver. Here's Roberto Clemente, 1 for 2 with a homer. Nothing on the 17. Here's Clemente. 2 and a 2. And Clemente draws a walk. And that puts runners on first and second for Willie Stargell. Homered his first time up and then grounded out. Nothing on the 19. 4 and a 4. Shortstop chance for Concepcion. Not holding any runners on, so he keeps his 3 range. 18, that could be a double play ball. Yep, it will be. It could be if Concepcion does not make an error on an E26. And an 11. There's a 12, but no 11, so Concepcion to Morgan to Perez, inning-ending double play. So Billingham gets out of that one. And to the bottom of the fifth we go. Reds lead 5-2. And Bryles will face Tolan, Bench, and Perez. And there's a pitch to Tolan. And that swung on and missed, struck him out. 1 away for Johnny Bench. Three and a 10 against a righty, no ballpark single, so we'll say that's a fly ball to center field. 2 up, 2 down for Tony Perez. Single and a homer and 2 at-bats. 3 and a 6. Excuse me. That's a deep drive. That'll get down. Will it get cut off for a double or will he get a triple? And that's a double for Tony Perez. So now all Perez needs is a triple for the cycle. All right, so Perez will not be held on. Onto the 12. All right, Havoc roll for Curbo, nothing on the 15. Here's Bernie Curbo, walked and fouled out his 2 appearances. And he draws a walk, so first and second, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Reds lead 5-2. Here's Menke. Nothing on the 14. All right, 1 and a 12. And that's driven to deep left field. On a 1, he hits his second home run of the game. Not on a 15. So that's a fly ball to left field, and that will retire the side. Reds leave at 2, but cannot score. And we go to the top of the 6th. Reds lead 5-2. And Billingham can actually go 7. Let's see what happens in this top of the 6th. All right, and here's Richie Hebner, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 3 and a 4 field goal roll there. Ground ball to second. And Hebner is retired by Joe Morgan, 1 away. There's Manny Sanguillen, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. And Sanguillen, 1-15 single chance. And Sanguillen gets off the schneid for today. That's a base hit, and he will not be held on. For Bob Robertson. Nothing on the 15. Six and a 9. 1-9 home run chance, or else it's a double. And just off the top of the wall. Sanguillen not being held on is a 15. That's going to center field. Tolan is a -2. 1-13. I think they will hold him at third. So Robertson with a 1-out double puts runners on second and third. And I think this... You can't put the tying run on base. So they'll pitch to Alley. Nothing on the 17. Here's the pitch to Alley. 1 and an 8. Fly ball to center field. There is Tolan. All right, Sanguillen runs at a 14. You get +2 for a sac fly situation. So 16. Tolan is a -2. They will try to score him. 1-14, he scores. And he is out. Nice throw by Bobby Tolan. They get Sanguillen trying to score, and that retires the side. So Bobby Tolan getting a nice hand from the Riverfront Stadium crowd. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Concepcion, Billingham, and Rose. We're going to leave Billingham in. Potentially. All right, here's Concepcion. Five and a 7. Struck him out. He is not tired. And they will let Billingham bat. Or will they? Timeout. Now they'll let Billingham bat. He's faced 26 batters. This is 1970s baseball, not 2020s baseball. And Billingham goes down on strikes. That is strikeout number 5 for Bryles. 2 away for Pete Rose. Singled his last time up. And 5 and a 7. Either side struck him out. And that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 7th. Bryles, Stennett, and Oliver do up. And, oof, do we want to cap Bryles at 6 innings? No, we do not. All right, here's the pitch to Nellie Bryles from Billingham. 2 and an 8, struck him out. This is point of weakness. This could be the last inning for Billingham. Here's Rennie Stennett. 3 and a 4. Tapper back to the mound. Billingham retires Stennett 2 away. And here is Al Oliver. And that's a base hit into center field. And here's Roberto Clemente. Homered, struck out, and walked in 3 plate appearances. Havoc roll for Clemente, nothing on the 6. And that's a ground ball to short, and that will retire the side as Concepcion throws out Clemente. Stretch time here at Riverfront Stadium. Sing, take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for your favorite team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right. Clay Carroll is loosening in the Reds bullpen. Him and Tom Hall are loosening in the bullpen. All right, so Bryles will face Morgan, Tolan, and Bench. 3 and a 11. And that's a ground ball to first. And Robertson to Bryles covering 1 away. And here is Bobby Tolan. Struck him out. 6 strikeouts for Bryles. And here's Johnny Bench. Oops. And we'll do that again. 2 and a 9. Struck him out. So Bryles, this is his last inning. That's a heck of a way to go out. 1, 2, 3 inning for the Reds here in the 7th. We go to the 8th, and we will go to Clay Carroll to start as they let Billingham go his 7. He pitched to 30 batters, and so they will turn it over to Clay Carroll. Carroll will face Stargell, Hebner, and Sanguian. There's a pitch to Carroll. 2 and a 3. Tapper back to the mound, and Carroll will retire Stargell 1 away. Here's Richie Hebner. 2 for 3 with 2 singles. And he jam shot, popped him up. Perez calls for it, 2 away. Here's Manny Sanguian. 5 and a 10. Third base chance for Menke. He's a 2. 2 and a 3. Oh, great diving stop by Menke. He knocks it down, throws to first. 21 and And 11. Oh, but he throws it in the dirt, and Perez is unable to get to it. And he bounces in front of him, and Sanguian reaches on the air. Nice attempt by Menke, just threw it in the dirt, and Perez was unable to handle it. So here's Bob Robertson. Nothing on the 11. Here's the pitch to Robertson. 5 and another chance for Menke. Easier play on the 16. Now let's see if he can retire. And the 11 is not good, but the 12 is good. So Menke retires Robertson, and that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And the Pirates will make a change defensively. Bill Mazeroski will come into the game and play second base for Rennie Stennett. This would be Mazeroski's last year in the majors. A somewhat controversial, if you ask some people. A little better defensively than Stennett is, and this is actually a change they made in the real game. Okay, so that's taken care of. Let's see, bottom of the 8th. So Bryles will face Perez, Carbo, and Menke. All right, here's Tony Perez. Needs a triple for the cycle. Won't get it here, but he will finish off a good day here. 4 for 4 with 2 singles, a double, and a homer. And, Bob Miller is loosening the bullpen. And yes, if we have anybody double smell, we kind of do. All right, and here's Bernie Carbo. He is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Nothing on the 10. 6 and a 4. Shortstop chance. Alley is a 3. 17 is fine. 15. No 15. Well, the 3 and the 17, that is good enough for your 6 to 4 to 3 double play. And here is Dennis Menke. Menke's 1 for 3 with a homer and 2 deep drives to right field. And here's Menke. 2 and a 7, and he draws a walk. Here's Concepcion. And I think that will be it for Bryles. Bob Miller will come on to try to get the final out here in the bottom of the 8th. And here's Concepcion. Here's Here's the pitch to Havoc roll. Nothing on the 6, and here's Concepcion. 1 and a 5, and he draws a walk. First and second with 2 out. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Clay Carroll. Julian Javier will pinch hit for Clay Carroll. And Tom Hall will be loosening in the bullpen. And he will come in the 9th inning to try to clamp down the save or just come in and get some work. Havoc roll, nothing on the 17. 4 and a 7. Ground ball to short, and that will retire the side. So Tom Hall will come into the game and try to finish this one off for the Reds. So Alley, and then Gene Kleins will... Actually, we'll have Milt May pinch hit for... actually, against the lefty? No. Hold on. Hey, we'll have Milt May be on deck. So Ellie May and Mazeroski here in the top of the 9th. And here's a pitch to Alley. 6 and an 8 struck him out. And here comes Milt May. There's a pitch to May. 4 and a 10. Center field chance for Tolan. He is a 2. 16, he'll get to that. Tolan is an E4. E4 and a 12. No 12, so May drives one to center field, but tracking it down there is Tolan. 2 away. Last chance for the Pirates is Bill Mazeroski. 4 and an 8. Struck him out, and that's your ball game. Final score from Riverfront Stadium, 5-2. We'll be right back with the totals. All right, 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Reds. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Pirates. Tony Perez, your star of the game, went 4 for 4 with 2 singles, a double, and a homer. Nelson Briles gets the loss. Billingham gets the win. And Tom Hall gets the save. All right, Clemente got 1 hit in this game, so that means he's 88 hits in 343 plate appearances. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if you so like. Please hit the like button, helps the video to be seen. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of any new videos. And whatever game you are playing, please enjoy it to your fullest. Have a good day, everybody.